After 50, your brain repairs itself every single night. But one common sleep mistake silently shuts that repair system down. Most people never realize they are damaging their memory, focus, and emotional balance while they sleep. If you are over 50, this may be the most important brain video you will ever watch. Welcome to Smart Brain Senior. Subscribe now to protect your brain for the years ahead. Sleep is not just a passive state, it is an active, restorative process crucial for brain repair and cognitive resilience. After 50, as we age, the brain's repair mechanisms become increasingly dependent on high-quality, uninterrupted sleep. Yet millions of adults over 50 unknowingly undermine these processes through subtle mistakes that gradually weaken memory, focus, emotional regulation, and neuroplasticity. The most common sleep mistake after 50 is inconsistent sleep timing. Irregular wake and sleep cycles disrupt the circadian rhythm, a master regulator of hormonal secretion and neural restoration. The circadian system governs the release of melatonin, cortisol, and growth hormone, all of which orchestrate the repair of neurons, synaptic pruning, and the clearance of metabolic waste during deep sleep. When adults frequently shift bedtimes, wake up at varying hours, or catch up sleep only on weekends, the brain receives conflicting signals. This misalignment reduces the efficiency of slow-wave sleep and REM phases, which are critical for memory consolidation, learning, and emotional regulation. The brain after 50% has slower recovery rates, making consistent sleep schedules even more vital. Chronic disruption of these cycles leads to accumulation of amyloid beta, a protein associated with Alzheimer's disease. Studies indicate adults with irregular sleep patterns after 50% exhibit increased risk of cognitive decline, even if total sleep hours appear sufficient. Beyond timing, other subtle mistakes reduce brain repair. One key factor is the overuse of electronic devices before bedtime. Exposure to blue light suppresses melatonin secretion, delays sleep onset, and reduces slow-wave sleep. This impairs the glymphatic system, a waste clearance mechanism responsible for removing neurotoxins. The accumulation of these toxins over years contributes to memory lapses, mental fatigue, and accelerated cognitive aging. Caffeine consumption late in the day is another widespread contributor. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors, delaying sleepiness and fragmenting sleep architecture. Even small amounts in the afternoon can reduce restorative deep sleep, essential for synaptic repair. The mature brain relies on these deep sleep cycles to strengthen neural connections built during the day and to prune unneeded synapses, ensuring mental clarity and memory retention. The bedroom environment also plays a crucial role. Factors like excessive light, noise, temperature extremes, and uncomfortable bedding create microarousals during sleep, preventing the brain from achieving prolonged deep sleep stages. These interruptions disrupt hippocampal activity and frontal lobe function, key regions for learning, decision-making, and memory encoding. Mindfulness practices and pre-sleep routines can counter these effects, but consistency is paramount. Adults over 50 benefit from a nightly ritual that signals the brain it is time to shift into restorative mode. Reading, gentle stretching, meditation, or deep breathing primes parasympathetic activity, reduces cortisol, and facilitates smooth transition into deep sleep. The timing of meals influences brain repair as well. Heavy dinners, high sugar intake, or late alcohol consumption alter metabolic and hormonal signals, fragmenting sleep stages and reducing REM duration. REM is critical for emotional processing and memory integration. Adults who ignore these signals risk emotional instability, reduced neuroplasticity, and compromised cognitive function. Chronic stress amplifies the damage. Poor sleep and high cortisol levels create a feedback loop in which stress hormones impair deep sleep and disrupt synaptic repair. Simultaneously, reduced restorative sleep increases susceptibility to anxiety and irritability. Over decades, this loop contributes to accelerated cognitive decline. While occasional mistakes are normal, persistent sleep disruption creates measurable structural and functional changes in the brain. Neuroimaging studies reveal adults over 50 with fragmented sleep show reduced hippocampal volume, lower prefrontal cortex activation, and weakened connectivity between memory and emotional regulation circuits. This explains why tasks requiring focus, learning, or complex decision-making become increasingly difficult without adequate, consistent sleep. Restorative sleep supports the consolidation of procedural, declarative, and emotional memories during slow-wave and REM phases. Synaptic plasticity is enhanced as the brain selectively strengthens essential neural connections while pruning redundant or less useful ones. Adults who neglect sleep impede this natural optimization process, diminishing cognitive reserve and adaptability. Lifestyle interventions are critical for reversing damage and restoring brain repair mechanisms. Establishing fixed sleep and wake times, reducing caffeine and alcohol intake in the evening, creating a dark, quiet bedroom environment, and adopting a calming pre-sleep routine can significantly enhance sleep quality over time. Even for those who have experienced years of inconsistent sleep, these interventions improve slow-wave and REM sleep, support glymphatic clearance of metabolic waste, enhance synaptic plasticity, and optimize emotional regulation and memory function. The mature brain after 50 retains plasticity but requires targeted support through consistent, high-quality sleep. The brain's natural repair processes are strongest during deep sleep, making avoidance of common mistakes essential. For sustaining cognitive health, mental clarity, and emotional resilience, Smart Brain Senior emphasizes that adopting a structured sleep schedule, environmental optimization, and pre-sleep routines is not optional but a powerful strategy to preserve and enhance brain function. After 50, the cumulative impact of years of sleep mistakes can be reversed with deliberate intervention, enabling adults to reclaim mental sharpness, enhance memory retention, stabilize emotional regulation, and strengthen neuroplasticity even into later decades. After 50, even subtle disruptions in sleep can silently sabotage brain repair processes that are critical for memory, focus, and emotional balance. Many adults mistakenly believe that simply spending 7 or 8 hours in bed is sufficient. However, the quality and continuity of sleep matter far more than the number of hours. Deep sleep and REM cycles are where the brain clears toxins, consolidates memories, and restores neural connectivity. The glymphatic system, responsible for flushing waste such as beta-amyloid and tau proteins, is highly active during deep sleep. If sleep is fragmented, interrupted, or shallow, these neurotoxins accumulate, contributing to memory lapses, brain fog, and accelerated cognitive aging. Sleep disorders become increasingly common after 50. Conditions such as sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic pain often go undiagnosed. These conditions disrupt deep sleep subtly, yet their cumulative effect over years significantly impairs synaptic repair and cognitive resilience. Another overlooked factor is mental stimulation before bedtime. Activities like scrolling social media, watching intense shows, or late-night work trigger the sympathetic nervous system, raising cortisol and delaying deep restorative sleep. The mature brain needs a gentle transition into parasympathetic dominance to enter deep sleep effectively. Pre-sleep rituals such as meditation, reading, stretching, or deep breathing signal the brain that it is time to repair and restore. Timing of physical activity is equally important. Moderate aerobic exercise earlier in the day enhances sleep latency, increases deep sleep duration, and improves REM density. Late-night, intense workouts, however, may delay sleep onset and reduce restorative quality. Diet also plays a critical role in sleep quality. Heavy meals, high sugar intake, or late alcohol consumption disrupt hormone regulation, delay melatonin release, and fragment deep sleep. Adults over 50 are particularly sensitive to these disruptions due to slower metabolic and digestive processes. Limiting food intake, alcohol, and sugar at least 3 hours before bedtime dramatically improves brain repair during the night. Environmental factors must not be overlooked. Light, noise, temperature, and bedding comfort directly impact the duration and continuity of deep sleep. A cool, dark, quiet, and comfortable bedroom enhances uninterrupted slow-wave sleep, allowing the brain to complete critical repair cycles. Even minor interruptions during sleep, such as light from electronic devices or street noise, reduce hippocampal activation and weaken prefrontal cortex function, impairing memory and executive function. Stress compounds the problem. High cortisol levels and poor sleep create a self-reinforcing loop. Stress impairs sleep. Poor sleep increases emotional reactivity and anxiety, and over time, this accelerates cognitive decline. Understanding the interplay of sleep quality, rest, and brain repair is crucial for anyone over 50. Neuroimaging studies of adults in this age group reveal that poor sleep correlates with reduced hippocampal volume, weakened prefrontal connectivity, and diminished neuroplasticity. These structural changes explain why memory, attention, and problem-solving decline in individuals who consistently experience fragmented or shallow sleep. The mature brain, however, retains remarkable neuroplasticity. By correcting sleep mistakes, adults over 50 can restore slow-wave and REM efficiency, optimize glymphatic clearance, and reinforce synaptic connectivity. Practical interventions include fixed sleep and wake times every day, limiting caffeine and alcohol, especially in the evening, pre-sleep calming routines such as meditation or gentle stretching, creating a dark, quiet, cool bedroom environment, avoiding heavy meals and excessive sugar within 3 hours of bedtime, early day physical activity to enhance sleep quality. Consistently applying these strategies strengthens memory consolidation, emotional regulation, cognitive focus, and overall mental performance. Adults who embrace these habits experience measurable improvements in both brain structure and function. The glymphatic system clears accumulated neurotoxins more efficiently, the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex regain strength, and synaptic pruning selectively reinforces essential neural pathways. This restoration enhances problem-solving, decision-making, and learning capacity. Even decades of prior sleep mistakes can be mitigated with sustained intervention. High-quality sleep not only restores memory and focus but also strengthens emotional resilience. Adults report reduced irritability, better mood stability, and improved interpersonal relationships when sleep routines are optimized. The mature brain after 50 is capable of continuous repair and growth, but it requires deliberate support. Smart Brain Senior emphasizes that prioritizing sleep is not optional. It is one of the most powerful tools for preserving cognitive function, emotional balance, and neuroplasticity after 50. By following these strategies, adults over 50 can reclaim sharper thinking, stronger memory, and greater mental clarity. Sleep is the foundation of brain repair. Ignoring subtle mistakes erodes cognitive resilience over years, but intentional, high-quality sleep restores the brain's natural power, enabling emotional stability, cognitive sharpness, and neuroplasticity well into later decades. Many adults over 50 underestimate the subtle yet profound influence of sleep architecture on long-term brain repair. Sleep is not merely rest. It is an active process where neurons reorganize, memories consolidate, and emotional balance is maintained. Deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep, is particularly vital for the repair of synapses, pruning of unnecessary connections, and the clearance of metabolic toxins. When adults over 50 experience fragmented sleep or microarousals, these critical processes are interrupted. Even brief awakenings, exposure to light, or environmental noise reduce the efficiency of deep sleep, weakening hippocampal function and executive processing in the prefrontal cortex. The glymphatic system, which functions primarily during slow-wave sleep, flushes neurotoxins such as beta-amyloid and tau proteins. Accumulation of these substances over years contributes to memory lapses, brain fog, and an elevated risk of Alzheimer's disease. One of the most overlooked sleep mistakes is inconsistent bedtimes and wake times. While the total number of sleep hours may seem sufficient, variability in sleep schedules disrupts circadian rhythm. The circadian system regulates hormone release including melatonin, cortisol, and growth hormone, all essential for neuronal repair and synaptic maintenance. Adults over 50 who fail to maintain a consistent sleep-wake cycle experience reduced efficiency in slow-wave and REM sleep, impairing memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and cognitive flexibility. Another common mistake is overstimulation before bedtime. Exposure to bright screens, intense media content, or stressful work-related tasks activates the sympathetic nervous system, delaying sleep onset and reducing restorative deep sleep. The mature brain requires a gradual transition into parasympathetic dominance for optimal repair. Incorporating pre-sleep routines such as reading, stretching, meditation, or deep breathing primes the nervous system, lowers cortisol, and enhances slow-wave sleep efficiency. Nutrition also plays a critical role in sleep quality. Heavy meals, high sugar intake, and late alcohol consumption interfere with melatonin secretion and disrupt deep sleep cycles. Adults over 50 are particularly sensitive to these disruptions due to slower metabolism and diminished hormonal regulation. Adjusting meal timing, reducing sugar and alcohol intake, and consuming light, easily digestible dinners can significantly enhance restorative sleep. Physical activity is another essential factor. Morning or early afternoon exercise improves sleep latency, deep sleep duration, and REM density, whereas late-night intense workouts can delay sleep onset and fragment sleep architecture. Consistency is key. Regular daily movement supports circadian stability, hormone regulation, and brain repair. Chronic stress magnifies the impact of sleep mistakes. Elevated cortisol levels impair slow-wave sleep, reduce REM cycles, and disrupt lymphatic clearance of neurotoxins. This creates a self-reinforcing loop. Stress impairs sleep. Impaired sleep increases emotional reactivity, and over time, cognitive decline accelerates. Adults over 50, who prioritize stress management alongside sleep optimization, experience significant cognitive benefits. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, journaling, and controlled breathing reduce sympathetic activation and improve the quality of deep sleep. The bedroom environment must also be carefully optimized. Factors such as lighting, temperature, noise, and bedding comfort directly affect sleep continuity. A dark, quiet, cool, and comfortable room promotes longer, uninterrupted deep sleep cycles, supporting hippocampal activity and prefrontal cortex function. Even minor interruptions during the night, such as brief light exposure or external noise, compromise memory consolidation, attention, and executive function. Sleep quality also directly affects emotional regulation. Adults over 50 with poor restorative sleep report higher irritability, anxiety, and mood fluctuations. Conversely, consistent deep sleep enhances emotional resilience, improves social cognition, and strengthens interpersonal relationships. The mature brain retains remarkable neuroplasticity. Even after decades of poor sleep, targeted interventions that restore sleep continuity, optimize circadian rhythm, and support deep sleep stages allow the brain to repair, reorganize, and strengthen neural connections. These interventions include maintaining strict sleep-wake schedules, avoiding late-night screen exposure and overstimulation, practicing pre-sleep relaxation routines, optimizing bedroom environment for darkness, quiet, and cool temperature, managing stress through mindfulness and controlled breathing, scheduling physical activity earlier in the day, adjusting diet to avoid heavy, sugary, or alcohol-laden meals close to bedtime. Adults who commit to these strategies experience measurable improvements in slow-wave and REM sleep, enhanced lymphatic clearance, and stronger synaptic connectivity. Cognitive benefits include sharper memory, improved focus, better problem-solving skills, and increased learning capacity. Emotionally, adults experience reduced irritability, improved mood stability, and enhanced decision-making capabilities. Smart Brain Senior emphasizes that sleep optimization is a foundational pillar of brain repair after 50. Ignoring subtle sleep mistakes erodes cognitive resilience over years, but deliberate intervention restores the brain's natural repair mechanisms. The brain after 50, when supported by consistent, high-quality sleep, demonstrates remarkable capacity for repair, growth, and emotional regulation, enabling sharper thinking, stronger memory, and overall cognitive resilience well into later decades. For adults over 50, the brain's nightly repair process is a critical mechanism for maintaining cognitive health, emotional stability, and neuroplasticity. Yet, a surprisingly common sleep mistake undermines these restorative processes, often without the individual realizing the impact. The mature brain relies on slow-wave sleep and REM cycles to consolidate memories, strengthen synapses, and clear neurotoxic waste. When these cycles are disrupted, the brain's natural repair processes are compromised, leading to gradual cognitive decline, reduced focus, and emotio. NAL instability. One of the primary contributors to poor brain repair after 50 is sleep fragmentation. Even brief awakenings caused by environmental noise, light exposure, or internal factors like chronic pain can significantly impair slow-wave sleep. Sleep fragmentation reduces the efficiency of glymphatic clearance, a system that removes beta-amyloid, tau proteins, and other neurotoxic substances. Over time, the accumulation of these toxins contributes to memory lapses, mental fatigue, and elevated risk of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. Another key factor is circadian misalignment, which occurs when adults maintain irregular sleep-wake schedules even if total sleep hours appear sufficient. Variability in bedtimes and wake times disrupts hormonal rhythms, particularly melatonin and cortisol. This disruption compromises the brain's ability to enter and maintain deep sleep stages, reducing synaptic pruning and neuroplasticity. Adults over 50 who fail to maintain a consistent sleep schedule experience weaker memory consolidation, impaired learning, and reduced emotional regulation. Late-night mental stimulation also interferes with restorative sleep. Using smartphones, working on urgent tasks, or watching intense content activates the sympathetic nervous system, increasing cortisol and delaying the transition into parasympathetic dominance. The mature brain requires a gradual wind-down routine to transition into deep sleep, incorporating meditation, light stretching, or deep breathing exercises before bedtime prepares the nervous system for restorative sleep. Exercise timing is another crucial factor. Moderate aerobic activity in the morning or early afternoon improves sleep latency, slow-wave sleep, and REM density. Late-night high-intensity workouts may delay sleep onset and reduce the quality of deep sleep, compromising nightly brain repair. Dietary habits before bed also have a profound impact on sleep quality. Heavy dinners, sugary snacks, and late alcohol consumption disrupt hormonal regulation and delay deep sleep onset. Adults over 50 experience amplified effects due to slower metabolism and hormonal changes. Implementing lighter dinners, reducing sugar, and avoiding alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime enhances the restorative functions of slow-wave and REM sleep. Stress plays a central role in sleep disruption. Elevated cortisol and chronic stress impair deep sleep, creating a self-perpetuating cycle. Poor sleep increases emotional reactivity, which further disrupts sleep. Over time, this loop accelerates cognitive decline, reduces emotional stability, and impairs neuroplasticity. Optimizing sleep is therefore not just about quantity, but also quality, consistency, and environmental support. Creating an ideal sleep environment involves darkness, silence, comfortable bedding, and cool temperatures. Even minor interruptions, light, noise, or room temperature fluctuations can disrupt slow-wave and REM sleep, reducing the brain's repair capacity. Cognitive benefits of optimized sleep are profound. Adults over 50 who correct sleep mistakes report enhanced memory retention, sharper focus, improved problem-solving abilities, and greater learning capacity. Emotionally consistent deep sleep stabilizes mood, reduces irritability, and strengthens interpersonal relationships. The mature brain retains remarkable neuroplasticity. By correcting sleep mistakes, adults over 50 can restore synaptic efficiency, reinforce hippocampal prefrontal connectivity, and enhance glymphatic clearance. Smart Brain Senior emphasizes that sleep is not a passive state but an active, essential tool for maintaining mental clarity, emotional balance, and cognitive longevity. Ignoring subtle sleep mistakes gradually erodes cognitive resilience, but targeted interventions allow the brain to reclaim its repair capacity and maintain peak function. Adults who adopt structured sleep routines, pre-sleep relaxation rituals, environmental optimization, and proper exercise and nutrition timing experience sustained cognitive health, emotional stability, and mental sharpness well into later decades. Sleep mistakes, though common and often overlooked, are completely reversible with deliberate, consistent strategies. The mature brain after 50 can continue to repair, reorganize, and grow, but it requires intentional support through high-quality, uninterrupted sleep. Smart Brain Senior reiterates that prioritizing sleep is the most powerful step adults can take to preserve memory, focus, emotional resilience, and overall brain health. After 50, the cumulative benefits of addressing sleep mistakes manifest in better attention, improved decision-making, stronger emotional regulation, and enhanced neuroplasticity, enabling adults to thrive cognitively, socially, and emotionally. After 50, the brain continues its nightly mission to repair, reorganize, and strengthen neural circuits. But subtle sleep mistakes can quietly sabotage this process. One of the most overlooked errors is fragmented sleep. Even brief awakenings caused by light, noise, or minor discomfort interrupt slow-wave sleep, reducing the brain's ability to prune unnecessary synapses, consolidate memories, and clear neurotoxic waste. The glymphatic system, most active during deep sleep, flushes harmful proteins such as beta-amyloid and tau, preventing their accumulation. Adults who experience fragmented sleep accumulate these neurotoxins over time, leading to memory lapses, mental fatigue, and an elevated risk of neurodegenerative conditions. Another common mistake is irregular sleep schedules. While many focus solely on sleep duration, timing is equally crucial. Circadian misalignment, caused by inconsistent bedtimes and wake times, disrupts melatonin secretion and cortisol regulation. This diminishes slow-wave and REM sleep efficiency, impairing memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and cognitive flexibility. Late night, mental stimulation, including social media scrolling, stressful work, or intense media consumption, further impairs the transition into restorative sleep. The mature brain requires a gradual shift into parasympathetic dominance for deep sleep to occur. Incorporating pre-sleep routines such as meditation, gentle stretching, or deep breathing prepares the nervous system for restorative repair. Physical activity is essential but must be properly timed. Morning or early afternoon workouts improve sleep latency, enhance slow-wave sleep, and increase REM density. Late-night high-intensity exercise can delay sleep onset and reduce sleep quality, undermining the brain's repair mechanisms. Nutrition is another key factor. Heavy dinners, late alcohol consumption, and high sugar intake disrupt hormonal regulation and fragment sleep cycles. Adults over 50 experience stronger negative effects due to slower metabolism and age-related hormonal changes. Shifting meals earlier, reducing sugar, and avoiding alcohol close to bedtime supports optimal slow-wave and REM sleep. Stress exacerbates the impact of poor sleep. Elevated cortisol levels create a vicious cycle. Poor sleep increases stress. Stress further impairs sleep. And over time, cognitive decline accelerates. Smart Brain Senior emphasizes that managing stress alongside optimizing sleep is critical for cognitive resilience. Techniques such as mindfulness meditation, journaling, deep breathing, and progressive muscle relaxation reduce sympathetic activation and improve sleep quality. Environmental optimization plays a pivotal role. Darkness, quiet, cool temperatures, and comfortable bedding enhance slow-wave sleep duration, improve glymphatic clearance, and support hippocampal prefrontal connectivity. Even minor interruptions such as street noise, flashing lights, or uncomfortable mattresses degrade sleep quality, impairing memory, focus, and executive function. The cognitive benefits of addressing these sleep mistakes are profound. Adults over 50 who restore consistent, high-quality sleep report enhanced memory retention, sharper attention, faster learning, and improved problem-solving skills. Emotionally, individuals experience greater mood stability, reduced irritability, and enhanced social interactions. The mature brain retains remarkable neuroplasticity, allowing even decades of sleep mistakes to be mitigated with consistent intervention. Restoring deep and REM sleep strengthens synaptic connections, enhances glymphatic clearance, and improves functional connectivity across memory, attention, and emotional regulation circuits. Deliberate, high-quality sleep also reinforces cognitive reserve, enabling the brain to adapt to age-related changes and resist decline. Smart Brain Senior reiterates that sleep is a foundational pillar of brain repair and cognitive longevity. Ignoring subtle sleep mistakes gradually erodes mental clarity, emotional resilience, and neuroplasticity, but targeted interventions restore these functions. By implementing structured sleep schedules, pre-sleep routines, environmental optimization, timely exercise, and mindful nutrition, adults over 50 can reclaim peak cognitive performance, emotional balance, and long-term mental health. The benefits of addressing sleep mistakes manifest in enhanced attention, superior memory, faster learning, stabilized emotions, and stronger neuroplasticity, enabling adults to thrive cognitively, emotionally, and socially. In conclusion, high-quality sleep is not optional. It is the most powerful tool for preserving and enhancing brain function. After 50B, with deliberate, consistent strategies, the mature brain continues to repair, grow, and maintain mental sharpness, securing cognitive health well into later decades. Subscribe now to protect your brain, optimize your sleep, and unlock your full mental potential.